Okay, so we start. Actually, we are here because we would like to celebrate with you, between us, us. And actually, it's in a way a story of success. We connected, we merged. No, we didn't merge yet. It's a too huge word. But we really started to collaborate in a more intensive way, which is the usual way between festival collaboration. So just to present the table. Matea Milic, producer of Animafest Zagreb, Daniel Šulić, artistic director of Animafest Zagreb, Kamila Dohnalova, Anifilm Liberec, it's a new place for this big and important festival, and actually you are producer slash
industry program.
Industry program head of the industry program, and Miha Mitrica, Anim'est Bucharest, like a very important and great festival that evolved in an original format. We can talk later. And with us in the back, like from Slovakia, joining us online in this hybrid version of the festival anyway, Ivana Sujova, actually in the role of artistic and executive producer, I would say, for the festival, right? And I will moderate. The Animateka producers, Katja Hochler, she excused herself as the last day, award ceremony and everything. She's not ready to lose time here in a way, but
I can be both her and me.
Yeah, and just after I will moderate. And so actually, it's like I will leave you, Matea, because you're our group leader. You are our mama, let's say. Because we managed last year, or actually a year and a half ago, to apply to the Media Creative Europe new scheme, which is like network for festivals. And we just, I don't know, somehow that we kind of understood that we know each other, we respect each other, we visited each other as well during the time. And we decided like, okay, there could be like 10 festivals in the network, and actually this will be more strong, but of course there will be more work. So we say, let's start slow, let's start like with us 5, that we can really then try to do something together. And so we create for now it's called CEE Animation Festival
Network, yes.
And please, Matea, continue.
We started because actually there was I think that the first push was from Joško Rutar, because he plays important role in CEE Animation Initiative, and he saw us as not only us but many festivals from Central Eastern European region as very logical and natural partners that should form a festival network and try to get some money from Creative Europe Media Program. And it was actually, we realized in one moment, it is finally a situation in which we could get money to do things that we usually do for free, which is collaborating with the colleagues that, as Igor said, we respect and know. And we started, first many festivals we had to drop along the way because they didn't comply with media regulations. So we ended up with 5 festivals from 5 Central Eastern European countries. And then we started building our application and starting, in a way, finding reasons why we should be the ones to get the money. It was very natural for us because we are from similar countries with similar standard of living. We are all exclusively animation festivals. We know each other from before, and there was a level of trust and a level of commitment to work together, because we knew that we could work together well. And it resulted in getting 88,000 euros from European Union for a project of total value of 112,000 euros with few activities. Program collaboration, so we did programs for children and adults, audience research, joint presentation at markets in Clermont-Ferrand and Annecy, MIFA, and stuff that we called networking activities, which means that we had the opportunity to meet and have some time to discuss what we are going to do next.
Strategies for the future.
Yes, strategies for the future.
One really important point in all of this is we all know that this will bring more work, because it's especially with the European Union money, you don't play, you don't joke, you have to execute it and then give them reports. But one important thing is a regular weekly meeting of producers by Zoom. I think this is really important, because like we see each other, actually we see each other often, but in a festival environment where there is not so much time to discuss correctly. So what are those? Luckily, I'm not part of it. Daniel as well, probably.
I think that you are sad and sorry that you don't participate, but it's okay. It ended up as a girls-only weekly session. We meet every Monday at noon in what became a group therapy for people who cope with festival organization in times of COVID. But actually, it resulted in us forming not only an alliance that should work together, but also formed friendships and level of trust that has to go with budget-based activities. That means that we are all responsible for a lot of money, and we have to really know each other in order to know that nobody will screw anybody else up. So we meet now for more than a year and a half. Camila, is it more than a year?
Every week?
Every week.
Crazy.
No, it's not crazy. But it actually showed that it's, of course, we are not just very serious and professional during those meetings, but it ended up as quite a lot of work. And we are in a situation where we know that we should expand, because first it would be nice to include other colleagues, because media is not very flexible. When they give somebody money, we expect them to give us more money because we'll show them that we are that good. So we have a level of responsibility towards our colleagues from other festivals, and naturally we want to share a good thing with people that you respect. So we should expand. But we are getting more and more aware of how much work that is. Yeah.
Yeah, I would suggest, because actually we put the topic future of distribution and accessibility and audiences. It's kind of really broad topic, and maybe we'll not touch deeply all of those. But maybe let's start to present what is the role of each festival in this network of us with concrete tasks and
Camila, you do that. You look like you'll follow.
Camila is starting, and then actually it's like maybe it should be Anča, because like they were the first, and they had the task to make a logo and to make like.
Ivana, can you share your screen and show people our beautiful visuals, because that's one of the activities that Anča is in charge of.
And also
creating maybe
we start to talk first about our common activities and actually the role of.
Yes. So while Ivana is searching for a visual, Camila will let you know who is in charge of what.
Okay.
Yeah. So as Matea said, there are several tasks, several activities. And beginning with the name, I mean, we apply under the CEE Animation Festival Network, but I think I can tell that since Clermont-Ferrand attendance next year in late January 2022, our plan is kind of rebranding for the Animation Festival Network, because we feel that, I mean, the region is a huge part, but above all, we are the first and so far the only festival network. So, I mean, and people know us, they know that we are from the region. So as Ivana will show the branding and the graphic design shortly, it's Animation Festival Network. So this, all the beautiful graphics are Anča task. Then Clermont-Ferrand is Anifilm business, attending MIFA at Annecy next year. That's Zagreb, Animafest Zagreb. Then Mihai was in charge of programming the program for adults, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And
you can tell us more about it.
Which we will gladly tell you more about. And Igor, you were with your colleagues and with Petra, right? Who is your festival Animateka pedagogical advisor. So Animateka put together the program for children.
Just add that you could see both of them, but only online, because yeah, we decided that. And
so these programs for adults as well as for children, they are meant to be distributed in all of our 5 countries, like both online and on-site in the cinemas for the period of nearly 3 years. So we clear with the right holders. We cleared the rights for online and on-site distribution.
We have even now that she shared her so it's like presenting our beautiful logos and the graphic solutions. Maybe we let her speak, or
sure,
do you?
Sure, we can let her speak.
Please, Ivana.
Go, Ivana.
Hello,
we are
everybody.
also very proud of Ivana because she's the only artistic director in our group. So yeah, go, lady.
This is another topic.
Yes, it is.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Great, thank you. Hello, everybody. Great to see you, at least through my screen. I will show you the graphics we have been doing for the festivals network. As it was already said, our name will be is now CEE Festival Network, Animation Festival Network, but it will be changing to this logo you can see right now to make it more clear about our branding as a festival network of animation festivals. And we as a festival have been in charge of kind of branding our network and coming with a design which will be business but also friendly, as animation festivals would love to be, right? So you can see how our approach was to it, and we also will be producing some merch in this, so we can bring it to the markets with us and to help to share the word about our network existing with the world.
I would also like to add that Festanča is in charge of developing of our website, which will then include all our activities, information about our festivals, and it can, of course, evolve to any other festival that will, in the future, become a part of our network. Mihai, can we talk a little bit about the program?
Yeah. So we decided to do a selection with, let's say, the most representative short animated films from our region in the last 5 years, I think, more or less. Maybe 1 or 2 of them, they have like 6 years old. And we choose a nice program, like 2 shorts per country, and we try, I think that's the most important part, to promote them not only during the animation festival, but also during some other kind of events in our country. For example, in this summer, this year, we, I think we had like 5 or 6 screenings in some music festival that happened on site, and also some events, some cultural events not related with animation. And I think that, and we receive very good feedback, and I think it's one of our goals to promote animation not only inside the animation industry, but also outside.
Maybe to add to this, like we made a deal, like we are buying rights for the 5 territories, which was in front had really good, it turns out, because like with a little bit more money, and because the producers or authors of short films, they understand the situation, and they know that we will not make tons of money out of it. But with a little bit more money, and actually I think it was fair paid, we gave an opportunity, a chance for some shorts that would be screened only once at the festival and never again maybe in your country, and then you have to wait for them to see them online. But what's most important, actually, it's like it's when the program is curated, the films are chosen because of their topic or theme, or because they are good, and then put in the right order. So that's an important thing. So each of us is doing whatever one nation or one territory can allow it. So even like, for example, in Slovenia, and if I can switch to the children program, we are regularly buying shorts for kids, especially preschool, and we are so lucky because we have Kino Dvor Cinema, the city-owned cinema that is our co-producer of the festival as well, and they need this content because like they established a big network of collaboration with teachers, with pedagogical institutions, with kindergartens, with schools. So through all the year, in normal times, there would be a lot of groups of students coming in, and we, of course, we provide pedagogical material, and we...
Regarding pedagogical material, even if you can find Wandering Kite pedagogical materials, because Animateka did not only curate the program, but also developed really beautiful materials that can be used in not only in cinemas, but also in schools, which is particularly important now during Corona when kids couldn't attend the screenings live in cinemas. So Ivana will now show us how beautifully made they are.
In any case, the aim of showing films to kids then is to have the teacher that would remind them what they watch, and they would discuss it in class. They would make some drawings afterwards, and usually it works really good. So in that sense, developing this youngest possible audience, we know that we are actually developing the audience for the future, for the festival.
Of course.
And that's something that we forgot to mention. We will go back to Anim'est because there was one task that we left out, and it was audience research. So maybe I don't know in which order are we now, Matea, you?
Go, Mihai. While Ivana is searching for pedagogical materials, Mihai, tell us about your colleague Philip's work.
Yeah, our colleague Philip, who is in charge of this, and he's quite in this, also in this kind of world of statistic and graphics and all kind of stuff. And he will try to get together all our information, like audience, like numbers, films and everything, and we will try to, next year, I think it's, we will reveal those statistics for each of our festivals, and also together, probably.
We felt that in a way we think we know our audience, but it's we felt it was important to put things on paper and to make them like concrete, because if you don't know your audience, it's harder to reach new audiences because you don't know who to reach. And I think it will be very important for us, and it will help us. I think it should be one of the next steps of our collaboration to develop some kind of marketing strategies that will help animation festivals that maybe general audience doesn't understand what they're showing, because animation is automatically something for children. Maybe it will help us reach new audiences. Camila?
But I think it's fair to say that in the very beginning, the audience research was like more considering also the possibility of questionnaires, or even like actually doing more interaction with the audience. But then, of course, due to the pandemic, when some of the editions of our festivals were not held on site physically, or like with very limited and different audience, we decided to like work with the numbers and data and information which we already have, only never ever somebody before analyze it in a way as Philip is doing it. Because, and also, so there is, I mean, the analysis of each of and every festival, but the idea is also how once one person is doing it for 5 festivals that at least have something in common, it's like comparable, and we hope to also kind of learn from each other, or like see what it works for each festival, but also like what is working for somebody else.
Ivana, you can scroll the materials. Sorry, Camila, just so Ivana can scroll a little bit.
It's a PDF, yeah, great.
It's
great,
really
yes.
great, yeah. Just go through the materials so people can see.
Maybe it would be nice to stay one more second with the media logo, so we take another photo.
Yeah, Ivana, later, please show us media
okay,
logo.
This one, yeah. No, I'm joking in a way, but yeah.
No, but it is important, because otherwise, you know, we always wanted to do stuff together, and of course we did. But this is great that you all actually have funds to do something together. But it was all, you know, we knew that we are good in some things, all of us. and then just we sat together and try to formulate what are our strengths and how can we bring something to everybody and take from the others to improve your own festival.
Actually, we are thankful to Animafest Zagreb that actually is the biggest among us, the oldest, and actually with a office structure that is also like the biggest among us, even though it's not huge. So, but at least 1 or 2 person more than usually with the others, because like this is one part of a job now. It's on your shoulders, and actually it's like to coordinate also with the like numbers and accountability. It's not so such a joke, I would say.
Yeah, we are the organizing company behind the festival is a privately owned company that has to have an accountant and everything. So it will, and we are already used to it because as we are also a production company for films, we were dealing with media before with budget-based actions. It's a lot of responsibility and more work than I was hoping for at the beginning, but seeing my colleagues every week makes it worth it. So.
Can we stop for a moment with distribution as we touched it? Actually, I think we collaborated, Animateka and Animafest, not directly though, but with the distribution of feature films, and this is something that I'm always like bringing to the table, and I'm saying like we are stupid because like we should be wiser. So it's like if we step each of us together, and actually you have 5 territories, we could really make a better deal with the world sale, you know, and that it proves, as Daniel can confirm, or Mihai, who is the wizard of programming, actually, he's not accepting features that would ask fee in his competition. So this is something that we are
wizard of programming, or is he cheap? I don't know how to say. No, he's our hero because he will teach us how to not pay.
That's a serious thing to solve because we have this. Yes, I'm also on his side, in fact. Yeah. If you ask the money for that.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, you want to show the kind of the best films of the year. Yeah. So
actually, just my point. Like we will never be one festival. This is clear. We all want to preserve our own specificities. We even like in the catalog of each year program, like we try to find original ways and. But for example, with some programs and with great animated feature films, because okay, there are more and more each year, I will be still pushing this idea, and I will try to persuade you slowly, or you know, if in this case hula hop could not be, or whatever, or anybody, then to find at least like a interested Romanian or Czech distributor that would work with us, that we would propose these packages, and I'm sure like. You know, our colleagues in the West, like when, because of language barriers, like the German parts of Germany, Austria, Switzerland, or the French part, like France, Belgium, it's like they are doing those kind of deals, like buying films
But Igor, that's exactly the plan. I mean, I think the 2 programs, short films, were kind of a trial, and in the next period, in the next application, the common or shared feature film distribution is definitely something we want to do, right, together.
Yeah.
As festivals, not to work with another distributor from our own country, because that would be like.
No.
Though we will all want to select our own competition, so there is a question: how many films will?
Yes, but you know, I think that every animation festival. Feels that we are sometimes the only source of animation that we screen in our respective countries. So if you only show film during your festival, it's highly likely that the audience will never see it again. It doesn't reach normal distribution.
It's like this.
So in a way, we do feel responsible if we like some, even if we don't select a film for our competition, we know that there is a value and there is.
Yes, and we can put the label of the festival and then go to some cinema in Split or somewhere.
Now it seems as on stress we were only drinking and not really kind of, but we had like proper morning classes. I left that day before, so maybe I missed this.
Yeah, we were super professional when we left, don't worry. It was just 24 hours of strict professionality.
Daniel, the point is that, you know, that the festival, you know, and especially in the network, or as we are together, then we prove that we don't live only for the week of the festival, that we are there all year long, and that's actually, it's a step to make. we are doing it, at least getting media money for individual festivals. They ask you to do so, and you have to prove that you are not there only for the festival days. And of course, then, you know, it makes more trouble and more work. But when you like a film, especially in here, again, a feature, that you understand that nobody would buy it for your territory, then I think really it's worth, and let's fine tune and let's really try to find this way to do it. Yeah.
Yep. Anyway, yeah, and we are now in a situation where we can afford ourselves to travel somewhere and act as distributors, because we will actually attend markets as a unit, and yeah. So.
But I don't think that to take in distribution some films, we have to go to the Cannes market.
Then why are we traveling? Shut up. Yes, we have to be there in person to negotiate.
No, but it's often that question from the distributor when you ask to see a film that you couldn't be at the premiere in Cannes, or you didn't have the chance to see it. I heard about it, I know the director, but I want to see the film. And of course, he or she, whatever, the distributor sent you the link without a problem, but they, not always, not all of them, but they often ask, but do you know some distributor from your own country that it's interesting in this kind of films? And I said, I know, but they are not interesting in, with this exception, that if the film was screened in Cannes or in Berlin or in those big festivals, they might be a bit interested, but after they see the film,
it won't reach the cinemas. They will maybe buy it because they're aware that some festivals will show it, but they won't secure regular.
And because they don't have this experience in distributing animation, which is not like very different from the live action films, but it's a bit different. It's the audience, the target of the animated films. It's not the same as. It's not as big as they don't know how to promote it well.
Was distribution accessibility? What does it mean? It's a rhetorical question, but what we wanted to is it one day we come, maybe next year you could buy one ticket for all the festivals?
Why not? We are now Animateka and Zagreb are now hoping that we will also have another partnership through industry programs. And I think that Anča is doing great things with Slovak students, and of course Anifilm is known for having great industry program, not just because you are in charge of it, but it really is. And I really hope that we will never, nobody from our countries, I think I can say that safely, will have a market that is globally influential. But I think we can do a lot in terms of networking for young upcoming artists, in terms of additional layer of education of animation students. So I think this is something that we could really make something great out of it, you know. And it's very nice if you look at our festivals, they are very evenly distributed throughout the year. So you can have a smooth sail from one to another, just collecting experience and contacts and your own film database in your head. So I think we can serve as a parallel form of education and a place of inspiration for everybody that attends. Yeah.
I can maybe give like a concrete example of accessibility, or how I see it, and what does it mean, and what does it mean for Anifilm. And it's again about these two programs, because as Anifilm we also have an Anifilm distribution, which works as a distributor also of a feature film, or a program of shorts for children. We never had before a program for adults, because it's very difficult. It's very difficult. So exactly, we really appreciate that this joint initiative gave us a program, very well created, that we can now work with, and even like, you know, try discussions with the cinema owners, and it's really like promoting also, the animation as not only kids stuff. And with the kids program, it was super inspiring for us to have this pedagogical material, because, well, we have program for kids, but never with such an elaborate accompanying materials. So this, I think, it's also something which makes it accessible in a different way for kids and for students. And it was a huge inspiration for us. And I mean, we discussed with Pavel Hráček, our program director, that that's definitely something we would like to do in the future. Maybe in a smaller scale, because I mean, the Wandering Kite just saw was amazing. So maybe on a smaller scale, but yeah, I think that's what makes the kids program really even much more better than the films just themselves, right? Because the guidance for the teachers, or once you have a host, moderator in a cinema, it's priceless. It's really great.
Matea, do you have a question for Daniel?
Daniel, do you hate the fact that you are not meeting with us every Monday? Do you feel that you're missing out on such great fun? Because you are,
No.
but do you feel it?
No.
Yeah.
Actually, as guys, we are doing it over a pint of beer, and then we exchange all our program information, really. And actually, yeah, of course, like then we check with each other. Do you know this? Can you send me, like, in the last minute, the link of the person that didn't charge you so much for that film? Those like internal information that really, before maybe festivals, they were hiding them, and they were kind of like having their databases and not sharing it with each other. And this is also, it's kind of like being open for even proposals that then you reject.
But have you deal with this kind of festival that I didn't?
No, we always had a good information flow, but now it's
now it's official.
I mean, not only from the animation.
Before we gave you information because you're
festival.
cute, and now we give you information because you're married, you know? So I think it's...
and later we don't give information anymore.
When we divorced, I don't know, let's never get divorced, please. I really like these people. Yeah, so we'll see. Yeah.
Maybe, Matea, okay, those are really topics that I don't know how many among you in the audience are festival producers or programmers. Not one.
Not
no?
many.
Okay, yeah, one. Super.
We are all here.
But this is then, Matea, we were fighting, and actually it's like your role is, except being our mother, you are also porte-parole for a bigger, so it's like 70 European festivals, among them fiction, feature festival as well, talking to Brussels, talking to media about what is happening. And we have some good news, at least for the future of this network scheme and individual scheme, but we don't know yet how much money there will be there.
Well, we will see about the exact amounts of money, because the calls should be published in a month or so. But I just want to say, I would never ever think of myself as a person that should represent 70 festivals, not alone, with other 5 colleagues from other European festivals, if I didn't have this experience of working together with my network colleagues so closely. So it's also, I know it sounds cheesy, but it's is it empowerment? Good word? I have no idea. But you know, to know that you have your people who trust you in a way, and you think that maybe together with other people you can really do something. It also made me think that I could be maybe one of the people right for lobbying, and now we managed to lobby that we will have both individual and network support from media from next year, which is really, really valuable, because although we really cherish our network funding and partnership, I think if we had to choose between the two, we would have to choose the individual funding. And in one moment, media had an idea of financing only festival networks, which we all feel it would not only be financially jeopardizing for our festivals, but it would also erase the differences that we are proud of. So this is the ideal way. We will have both financing, and it will really help us. Not only us, but we already have plans of helping other festivals outside the network in a way to help them professionalize, because we are all like steady festivals who know what we're doing, but there are colleagues struggling with lack of funds, lack of stable staff. And I personally feel, and those who I discuss it with agree, that we could also work on that, helping others.
One thing, talking about media, they pushed on us some topics. So actually, like green contents, which means whatever, it's broader than only programs with ecological thematics, so it should go like on with festivals, not printing any more catalogs, not having plastics on site, so, not having guests travel by airplanes.
Yeah.
So it's like this goes on and on and on. And the other one is gender balance, and again, not only in programming, also like in the festival team, also in participatory activities for both males. Not only gender balance, I think it also means LGBTQ
inclusion.
Issue.
It was one is diversity, which also means inclusion of any minority you can think of. But yeah.
But my question, pointing out this, is that still, even though probably all of us will have, and we have green content, green programs, female retrospective, somehow or another, but you know, as we are so individual as programmers, and we care about what we are bringing to each festival. For example, we didn't say immediately, okay, so let's get together and let's make one program that will travel to all the festivals, because I don't think this is a good way to do it, because then people, our audiences, will travel and will watch the same films again and again and again. Okay, we have local audiences that are different, and we should consider this. But maybe in the future, I don't know, like my proposal, my idea, it's always, I'm so keen on historical retrospectives. So maybe we would do a historical retrospective that will start at one festival and finish at the last one. So, yeah. And then you will have to collect like in album stickers and put them together to. Yeah.
But I think it's easier for us as animation people, because animation, as I see it now, I don't know much about films and animation history. But as I see it now, animation was always more open, more softer, more inclusive. You know, when you watch animation films, they were always in a way more sensible to every, you know, I don't know how to say it, but this year we had in
more
our
international and so.
Also that, and women had access to animation. Now we see. I'm not going to repeat myself about statistics on women filmmaker from a few days ago. But for example, this year we had a film made in collaboration with the NFB and Zagreb film in the 70s, and it was about pollution. It was you know, yeah. You see that these people collaborated, and it was also a political statement, because you had West and East collaborating on something that they 50 years ago saw as an extremely important topic.
Actually, this is for us programmers,
yes.
Or hoping that also producers will start to watch more films. That's also our hope for the future, because then this dialogue could become more strong. To know about archives, to know about history, to have like ideas. If there is like a topic, okay, this is like, actually this is in a way with Mihai putting up this great title program, Bikes, Beasts and Washing Machines. We had some dialogue, even though that we decided, okay, he's in charge and he's the curator, but there was some dialogue going on, because it's always good to show it to somebody else, that
yeah.
to your colleague.
And also it's a very diverse program in terms of like technique, animation techniques, and of course stories.
Yeah.
Matea, can you ask something to Ivana, so she will say some wise things in the back?
Ivana, you're always saying wise things. Share some of them with us. No, it's actually great to have Ivana not only with diversity on paper, but diversity in a real sense of way, because she's the only woman programmer in our group. And although you're trying to say that there are other examples, and there are, but I think that in Central Eastern Europe, Ivana, you're the only one. Are you? How do you feel about your position about being the only female programmer in our group?
Well, you know, I always am trying to give my responsibilities to other people. So I hope I will find somebody who will share these responsibilities with me in the future. But this kind of a position was natural to me. And I first was a programmer and then became a producer for the festival. So it was a natural transition. And as a female programmer, I think when we are, I'm also also a part of our pre-selection committee, and I can see when talking with other members how our experiences in life are very different, and I think it shapes the way our program is and the way how we are approaching our program. So I think it is something which is relevant to the discussion of how the programs are shaped.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I think that we could wrap it up, but if somebody is going to watch this later, that is involved in festivals and maybe thinks about forming a network, and I think it will be very popular within a month when the call will be open. I think that there is nothing negative that we can share about this experience, right? Not so I think I really would like to encourage other festivals to form alliances. Maybe they won't get funding immediately, not in a first call, but they will maybe find a way to start discussing their future relations. One, yes, we always all discuss, you know people, you connect with them, you ask them for help, and you offer your help. But this is really when things start to get official, this is one of your responsibilities, and it makes you communicate more, and then things just happen.
Hello, have something to say?
Yeah, well, I would maybe add that also it was very important for all of us that we received the network support in this kind of transitional period of time when the old creative media program was ending and the new one is just about to start. But as we know, it was a kind of huge postponement, so then the calls were open much later than they were supposed to be. So it was, I would say, even like a emotional or psychological support to receive the network funding, because back then it was really very unclear how the future will look like. Like, is there going to be only the network, and or the single support is going to continue? So it was great in this, and I mean now the future looks great in a way that it's 1 year is a network, 1 year is a single, so we can like combine it, and I mean we also support each other a lot. I think when we were applying for the single support, that was also very like valuable to share. Yeah. All the tips, and once we were working on our applications, I mean the single ones. Yeah. So I would also like totally advise any festival to find
their people.
Yeah, but
find your people.
This is important, to meet already before, to know each other from before, to respect each other. Otherwise, it's kind of like a mere
formality.
Yeah. And also it could end really badly, because like there is quite some money, and then if it's not spent properly, and if it's not kind of controlled, it's not. Of
course.
I would have maybe a question for each of you, starting from Mihai. Is it being member, and actually it's like we are not yet self-promoting ourselves as we will in the near future. So I guess like for Clermont, is there already like some material coming out, or Annecy then like a booklet?
Website, because we're green. Yeah.
But being a member of this network, for example, in Romania, did it change something for you? Were you more respected, or somebody noticed it, or you kind of?
No, I think for the moment, no, but maybe next year, because it was the first year, so it's not so much time in order to that all the people find out about it, and so on. And those period of time, it's not really, you don't have a lot of audience. We were like just one step to cancel everything. In this year's, our edition was a bit, but we had luck to keep it on site also.
Actually, the COVID situation also, like we exchange a lot of information, protocols, and just to understand how, for example, Animafest made it, even like during lockdown in summer. You had problems also then moving and didn't know, postponed. You did it in the last moment. We did it also like not knowing if we could or we could not. Anča is also in summer, so it's a little bit easier, no? But okay, let's hope that those informations we will not have to share anymore. And
but it was really easier because it's always easier in life with every situation when you see that there are other people in the same same problem, and they coped with it successfully. So yeah, it was nice to
Camila,
have.
for you, it changed something, like for example, in possible talks with government or financing body, that they know that you're a member of a strong initiative, or not yet?
I mean, it's as Mihai said, it's a bit early to evaluate, but of course, it is something that, I mean, each of us stayed in the single support creative media application, in our national funds application. So it's an argument, definitely. It's, again, like early to say how valid or how if they are appreciating it enough, but for sure, it's an important part.
Maybe Daniel, you're traveling the most from all of us to other festivals. Were there many other festivals that came after you and saying, "Come on, take us with us, take us with you"?
It's still the part which Matea is more in charge of, and yes, sometimes, but then I
Yeah.
put those people in her lap.
Is this like to get, I mean, you should not, of course, without consent from all of us, invite anybody, but it will happen, right, as you said before?
No, it was happening before, especially in the moment where everybody thought that the network support will be the only support from Creative Europe Media. So in that, I'm always saying that I felt like an eligible bachelor, you know, people writing me emails, can I be a part of your network? And then I'm just like this mean girl saying, yeah, no, you cannot play with us. This is very nice slogan that we have, and Anča came up with. But it's of course, everybody wants to be a part of it, but it's hard for us to divide responsibility with new people, which doesn't mean that we won't. But for me, it was really important that every meeting of other festivals, of meetings with media, we are the only animation festival network. And I think it was really, really very important for animation festivals in general to have such groups supported and recognized by media, especially coming from countries that are not usually very attractive to others. So it was nice. Additional way of promotion of animation festivals in general.
Yeah, Ivana, you have something to add, maybe, because we are really wrapping it up.
Yes, maybe just very short. I would just like to add that this also, as you asked other festivals, if it gave us something, I think it shows how we are stable, not just as a group, but as a festival, as on our own, that we can be stable and that we are part of something that is going to be giving us an opportunity to not only learn and grow, but to also to show to our respective countries that we are here to stay, and we are here to be part of the audiovisual, the whole community in our countries.
Here to stay, and we are here to play, even
Yes.
harder, huh?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
super. Maybe to just the last, as I'm hosting, and you will host soon. Actually, the 50th edition jubileum of Animafest is in front of us. So maybe not complete promo, but how actually is this, because like also you are now facing some budget, finalizing the budget. So is this like an argument? We are part of the network, we are even more important, or you are not using this card yet because?
No, not in Croatia. Just maybe for some small additional funds, but in front of Europe, of course, because they're all about grouping, and I can't think of a better argument than to say that we already have a successful network existing. Yeah.
So Animafest 50th edition when?
Daniel?
A date?
Yeah.
Beginning of June.
6 to 11 June.
6 to 11. Thank you. Yes.
6 to 11
It's
June.
always this 1.5 week in June.
Okay. Anifilm, which period now you will stay?
we hope not to be forced to postpone this year, I mean next year, so 10 to 15 May.
10 to 15 May, so you will be the first, and Festancha is in the middle, or?
Yes, we are from the 30th of June to 2 of July.
Super, and then Anim'est?
Always in October, first week of October.
And Animateka will always stay like the first week in December, even though now we are counting down to the last days of November, and I don't know when we will do the switch, maybe in 2 years we will go back to the first December week. Colleagues, friends, thank you very much. It's a pleasure being with you. It's a pleasure talking with you. It's even more like doing things for the future, and I'm sure we are on a right path. So we will be, we are stronger together, and it's in the real sense of this expression. Yep. Yeah, we are thinking about you, authors as well, and coming out with some proposals for the future where we think it's important to go and who to help. Yeah. Okay, so as we come, this is the end of the 5th AnimatekaPRO.